Welcome to my kitchen. Today we're making leek and potato soup. This one is special because leek and potato was my grandfather's favorite soup. Today I've put my own little spin on the recipe and I'm gonna do two different variations, one for a quick weeknight fix and one that's a little bit more involved, a little bit more elevated. Same ingredients, same soup, two versions. Really good. It kind of just tastes like a baked potato, which I mean, I'm not complaining, that's delicious. The recipe starts with some pancetta. You can also use bacon if that's more accessible to you. We're gonna cut this up into tiny cubes and then we're gonna render out the fat. The crispy pancetta pieces are gonna be a great topping for the soup at the end. And the rendered fat is gonna work two ways. One, to season our croutons and make them super delicious. And two, to season the base of our soup. So instead of using butter or oil, we're gonna use this rendered pancetta fat. I'm gonna transfer them to my Dutch oven. I'm gonna make everything in this one pot. That's why I love Dutch ovens, honestly. If you're on the fence about buying one, I would say highly recommend. You don't need a fancy brand. You just want something that's enameled cast iron, that's thick and can retain heat well. And we're gonna heat this from cold so that the fat has a good chance to render out slowly. And that's gonna give us a crispier result. There's kind of two versions of the soup like I was explaining at the beginning of the video. One is blended and one is like chunkier and heartier. If you're gonna go with the chunkier one, you can make it more rustic by just leaving the skins on. It's gonna save you time. If you are gonna puree or blend the soup at the end, I would highly recommend peeling the potatoes because that's just gonna give you like a better look and consistency overall. So basically that's a long-winded way of saying it's dealer's choice. You can peel your potatoes, but you don't have to. I'm going to peel them. Once you've peeled your potatoes, you wanna have them and cut them into slices. A potato that's this thick is always gonna cook faster than a potato that's this thick. So we want thin slices or thinnish slices so that they cook faster in the broth so that the soup is ready faster. Okay, time for our leeks. Leeks are very dirty. They grow on the ground, so often little granulars of salt and sand get trapped in between the layers. So we wanna wash these really well. My favorite way to do that is to just have them lengthwise, keep the root intact, and then you're gonna get in between the layers and rinse away any sediment that might be trapped in between. Now we can slice them up. I like to just remove the outer layer, usually because it doesn't look the best and it's a little wilted. But we don't need to worry about drying these because we're gonna sweat out all that liquid once we add them to the pot. And I don't know if I said this already, but this soup was actually my grandfather's favorite soup. He was Welsh, and leek and potato soup is like a very Welsh dish. So this is not exactly his recipe, but it is my riff on his favorite soup. Our leeks are ready, our potatoes are good to go. Let's go check on that pancetta. All right, the pancetta is very deeply golden brown. That's exactly what we want. Basically, you just want to remove the crispy pancetta pieces while reserving the fat that's rendered out on the bottom. So we've got the pancetta pieces out and we've got that rendered fat in the bottom of the pan. Scoop out about 2 tablespoons worth of this rendered fat and transfer it to a sheet tray. On this sheet tray, we're gonna make our croutons. So we're gonna use some of this fat to like toss the croutons, get them all crispy and flavorful. You wanna leave about a tablespoon at the bottom of the pan because that's what we're gonna build the soup off of. Now I've got this on medium high because not only do I want the leeks to sweat out and the potatoes to start cooking, I want color on the vegetables. Whew, it is getting steamy in here. The vegetables, our potatoes and our leeks have sweat down a lot. The potatoes are soft and there's a lot of beautiful fond on the bottom of the pan. The leeks themselves have also got a little bit of color. That color is gonna bring a lot of depth of flavor to the soup. I've seen some versions of leek and potato where you like roast the vegetables first. I think this is an easier way to achieve similar flavor. So that color is gonna bring a depth that would otherwise be missing if we just like sweat these down and then added the broth and blended them up. So now that we've got that beautiful fond, we're going to add in our broth and scrub the bottom so we can like take advantage of all that flavor. So I'm using some homemade broth that I made a little while ago and then just kept in the freezer. but I'm not a broth snob at all. I often use Better Than Bouillon. This is not sponsored, but I really believe in this product. It tastes so much better than any of those like boxed broths that you buy at the grocery store. And what's great about this is you can just add water and spoon it in and mix it in right in the pot. There's no like boiling hot water, mixing the concentrated broth. You can just toss it into one pot. It'll all cook and do its thing. All right, we've gotten to the point in our soup where you get to choose your own adventure. This is what I was talking about earlier when I said there's kind of two versions. So if it's like a busy weeknight for you, you don't have a lot of time, you're gonna take what we have in the pot and add about a 1/4 cup of Greek yogurt and just mix it in. That's gonna thicken the soup, give it that creamy aspect, and it's gonna feel a little bit more like a rustic soup. If you have the time and you're looking for something a little bit more elevated, you're gonna transfer it to a blender and blend it up. So blending hot liquids, dangerous, okay? If you take anything away from this, please do that. So if you have a blender, usually like there's a middle part you can remove. You're gonna leave that open and you're just gonna take a kitchen cloth, place it over top and blend, but start slow. I think that's good. Ooh, perfect. I'm gonna taste this. Delicious. We're gonna put a tablespoon or so of white wine vinegar. This is just gonna like waken up all the flavors and bring like a brightness. So it should go from like flavorful but maybe a little dull to flavorful and like brighter. Exactly. That's like the best way I can describe it. I don't know. It's like as if this soup like woke up. And then we're gonna finish it with a little bit more salt to taste. And finally, our yogurt. This is just gonna like thicken the soup a bit. We're also gonna add some on top, so don't worry. Okay, and finally, some black pepper. A lot of black pepper, actually. Oh, let's check out my croutons. Sorry, before I forget. Ooh, yes, those look beautiful. So to assemble our soup, we're just gonna do, oh, look at that consistency. That looks delish. Okay, a little bit on the bottom there. Our croutons, our pancetta bits, little dollop of yogurt right on top. And we're gonna finish it with some chives. I forgot one thing, wait. Traditionally, the Welsh leek and potato soup has smoked paprika on top, so we're gonna add a little bit of that just to keep with tradition. That is so good. And you know what? It kind of just tastes like a baked potato. Which, I mean, I'm not complaining. That's delicious. This would freeze really nicely as well without the toppings on it. You could put this in like those super cubes or even some deli containers and just keep it frozen for like a night when you don't feel like cooking. So yeah, that's it. Thanks for watching. Bye.